You are being told the chaos is normal, that the economy will eventually turn around, that everything you're seeing is just part of a standard cycle. But what if that's the lie? What if the truth is the exact opposite? What if the chaos isn't a side effect, but the system itself breaking in real time? And here's the part that should stop you cold. What if the people in charge already know this, and they're counting on you not seeing it? Most people are staring at headlines, reacting to noise, but missing the pattern underneath. And once you see that pattern, you can't unsee it. The people at the top, from tech power brokers to political elites, see the direction clearly. They're just betting you won't recognize the shift until it's too late to react. This is what a collapsing social contract actually looks like. And almost no one is calling it what it is. Here's what no one is telling you. The economy isn't just struggling. It's being used to reshape political power right in front of you. And it's happening faster than people realize. We're watching a massive swing in the electorate. Not because of ideology, not because of messaging, but because of something much more basic. Rent, food, healthcare, the fundamentals. And when those break, everything else follows. When 72% of people say conditions are poor, that's not perception. That's pressure. And pressure doesn't just sit there. It forces change. This is where it gets uncomfortable. History shows that people will tolerate a lot, even harsh leadership, even reduced freedoms, if their lives are improving. But now watch this. When people feel economically squeezed and controlled at the same time, that tolerance doesn't slowly fade. It snaps. And once it snaps, it spreads. Look beneath the surface of how power is actually operating. This isn't a clean, coordinated system. It's fragmented. Competing factions, internal rivalries, constant power struggles. Figures like Donald Trump sit at the center of a system where influence is often about proximity, not coherence. And this is where it gets worse. Inside that system, agencies and actors aren't aligned, they're competing. Policies shift, priorities change. And the result isn't control, it's confusion. While that internal chaos plays out, the external impact hits ordinary people. Enforcement becomes more aggressive. Policies become more erratic. And instead of stability, what people feel is uncertainty. That unpredictability doesn't calm a society, it destabilizes it further. Now watch this. The response isn't structural change. It's messaging. More talk about affordability. More promises about relief. More attempts to reframe reality instead of fixing it. And this is the part nobody talks about. That only works if people still believe words matter more than their lived experience. But that belief is collapsing in real time. Because when your grocery bill jumps, when your rent eats half your income, when your healthcare costs spike without warning, no speech can override that. Messaging doesn't land when survival is the issue. And it goes deeper than that. The people at the top are not operating in the same reality as everyone else. They're surrounded by feedback loops that reinforce their decisions, media ecosystems that validate their narrative, advisors who are incentivized to agree, not challenge. You can see it in how figures like J.D. Vance publicly downplay warning signs even as pressure builds underneath. And here's the dangerous part. When leaders believe things are working while people on the ground feel them failing, every decision made from that disconnect doesn't stabilize the system. It accelerates the breakdown. Now here's the turning point. Economic dissatisfaction doesn't stay quiet. It reorganizes power. It shifts loyalty. It reshapes entire political landscapes. We've already seen signals of that shift in places tied to figures like Abigail Spanberger and Mickey Sherrill, where economic pressure, not ideology, is driving outcomes. But here's the twist. The response to that shift isn't always reform. Sometimes systems double down. Sometimes they try to control perception instead of solving the problem. They gamble that if they can shape what people see, they can outpace what people feel. But here's the real risk. When people feel like they're losing stability and losing their voice at the same time, the reaction isn't passive. It's rejection. Not just of leaders, but of the entire structure. And once that rejection begins, it accelerates. Fast. So now think about this. The question isn't whether the economy will turn around. The real question is how far this has to go before the people at the top are forced to confront what's actually happening. And more importantly, what happens if they don't? Because by the time the system admits something is wrong, the shift isn't coming, it's already underway. And if that's true, then the only thing left to ask is this: are you seeing it early enough to prepare? Or are you still being told it's just part of the cycle?